So I am just going to read off the questions. You guys all know who I am. I'm Loser Kings 007, Audie Kings, the LKS, and an independent contractor for WWE. Let's get this started. How many elite figures do you have? 51. Are you looking to do more tutorials? Yes, eventually I'll make some more tutorials. I know I only have the one main tutorial. What is your favorite figure? My favorite figure is the entrance great Ricky the Dragon Steamboat figure. What was your reaction when WWE contacted you? What are your plans for the future of your stop motion? Well, when WWE contacted me, when I initially saw the message, I was kind of thinking it wasn't really WWE. But when I opened it up, which they did message me on Loser Kings Society X, it was from the certified YouTube of WWE. It had the verified check mark right next to the message and where their name was. And, they asked me to email them about doing some videos for WWE's YouTube. And what are my plans for the future of stop motion? Just to continue making stop motion. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much boss are you? 10. I swear if part 5 isn't uploaded on the 27th of November 2013. What is your favorite match that you ever made? My favorite match has to be the ECW death match between Mick Foley and Sabu. I put a lot of time into that match. It was about 6 months of filming and over 5,000 pictures. It was probably the most fun I've had filming a match, and I feel like the most rewarding I've ever had for a match. You should do a video with all your best stop motions in it, like an LKS montage. Yeah, eventually I'll do something like that. That's something I would probably do for my 10-year anniversary, which I just had my 6-year anniversary. What was the best moment in the past 6 years of animating? I've had many great moments. Even though a lot of people resented me as mod, I loved running the moderation. I love moderating the animation forum on WFigs. That was... Do you hear that? Best moment you've had in the past 6 years? Probably none more bigger than being contacted by WWE itself and having a contract for them. How old are you? I am 19, turning 20 in April. How much money do you spend on action figures? Spend a lot more before when they were Jax figures because I would go pretty much often. Now I only get figures of certain people that I don't have yet. How long have you been a fan of WWE? I've been a fan of WWE since 2006. The way I got into it was I played a wrestling video game that was given to me by my brother. I've been watching ever since then. But my family used to watch it in the 90s too. They just kind of stopped watching when my brother moved out. What is your favorite animation that you've done? ECW Deathmatch is my favorite match, but as far as an animation goes, probably HD20, Best in the World. Why you so cool? If the Extreme Chaos set is in your room, then where is the newer setup? The newer setup is in the living room. This one I use sunlight though, and the other one I use flash and a lamp. What match have you enjoyed animating the most? ECW Deathmatch. What is it like getting a job with WWE and being the first animator to be featured on their channel? It definitely is an honor. They contacted me about doing this, and I know I'm not the only person they've contacted. JWS will be doing it next summer, I believe, when Matt Goldberg is on their channel now, which is great. And I really think it's a big movement because, the animating community for wrestling animations isn't as big as a lot of other communities. They already have a couple of gaming channels on there. They have, some mashup artists on there, and now they're finally adding wrestling animations, and I think that's great. Do you edit string for every animation? No, but every time there's a black background, I always edit every picture and every frame for string. When I use a white background, I try and avoid that to save time. What kind of lighting do you use? In this room, where I have Extreme Chaos, I use the sunlight, which is why I could only animate during the day. But when I film in the living room, which is where I have my King of the Ring set up, I could film it any time of the day because I use a lamp and flash on the camera. Where is the elimination chamber? It's right there. Can you do a video on how to use string on certain animations? Yeah, probably when I continue on making more stop motion tutorials, I'll be more in depth about certain moves and certain techniques to use for a string. How do you get ideas for animations? Well, basically I just watch a lot of wrestling. I try and get ideas from that, but that's not the only way I get them from. Most of the time I'm playing with my figures and I end up coming up with a cool idea that I want to end up animating, and that's what I do. What was your favorite single animation? HD number 20. How many figures do you have in total? About 280. Where is the best place to get sound effects? Well, basically you could just watch any YouTube video with some audio in the background and just download that and use it as the audio for the background. Well, 6 years of YouTube, that sounds awesome, man. I can't read that. What got you started animating? What was the attraction? How did you decide to try it? And why did you keep going? From Captain McKay Random. I was looking up Star Wars stop motion. I was watching the news, and they were talking about just stop motion in general and how people make Lego stop motion with using Star Wars figures. I looked it up, and in one of the related videos was a video from Devin Boraz 1. He doesn't make animations anymore, but he was pretty much the first wrestling stop motion I saw. And right after that, I wanted to try it myself, and that's what I did. Why did I keep going? Because I love what I do. Ever since I was younger, I always used to make home videos since I was 8 about. And that's what I did consistently. I have a VHS tape of over 6 hours of footage of just me making home videos. Pretty much after my home video stage is when I started making stop motion, and it's just a different form of entertainment. But it's the fact that I'm entertaining that is what keeps me going. Are you ever going to try an elimination chamber scene, or dare you say, match? Eventually I will be making my elimination chamber match, but you can expect an elimination chamber scene in HD 70, which is going to be Best in the World 3. Who do you think is the best animator of all time, besides you? Well, I have several different favorite animators. WWE Steve 07 used to be, or pretty much is my favorite animator, but he's not very active right now. JWS I feel has the smoothest animation, but my favorite current working animator right now is Captain McKay Random. JWF is amazing, and I suggest everyone go check that out. Where do you get your WWE figures? I get them mostly from Toys R Us or Target. That's when I get them in stores, but when I order them online, they're from ringsidecollectibles.com, cheap plug. Who inspired you to start animating? That was Devin Boraz 1. He was the first animator I saw on YouTube for wrestling stop motion. Who is your favorite animator? Captain McKay for right now, but probably WWE Steve-O based on his older videos. What went through your head when you found out about your contract with WWE? Thought it was cool. Do you like my animations? I like your animations. Nice room, nice figures. Been watching you for 3 years now. Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying my videos for 3 years now. Hopefully you can watch it for another 3, or hopefully you can watch forever. What is your favorite WWE game? My favorite is probably the first one I played, SmackDown vs. Raw, which is a 2005 game. Yeah, a lot of the later iterations, like GM mode, I love GM mode. I was addicted to that. The most, or at least the game I'll go and play would probably be WWE 13, only because of customization. I get to play in PWG arenas, Dragon Gate arenas, Ring of Honor arenas. Have a ton of created characters, and that's pretty much what I use mostly. If you woke up one day and you were randomly pregnant, what would you do? How did you get your WWE contract? Well, basically they emailed it to me. I signed it and had it sent, and that was it. How long does it usually take you to make an animation? How long does it usually take me to make an animation? It depends on the animation. If it's a single animation, it'll take me a couple of days. You know, a couple of days of filming, hours within each of those days, and then editing it. If I make a match, then that takes way longer. Like, for example, my LKS Battle Royale 2 took about 200 hours and 6 weeks of working. Many days I was working 11 hours straight in the whole day of just filming. How do you use only one string for figures? Practice. Most of my animations is only done with one piece of string. It depends on the move, though. Is your relation with WWE good? Yeah, I'll say it's pretty good. What is your best WWE figure ever? Probably my favorite one with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I do have a lot of really good Shawn Michaels, though. Who's your favorite superstar? My favorite superstar is Daniel Bryan. He has been for a long time, and he's my favorite active right now. My second favorite would be Shawn Michaels, and my third favorite would be Johnny Gargano. Do I love you? Yes, I love you. Have you ever watched Attack on Titan? No. How do you motivate yourself to animate? I typically just watch wrestling matches, or other animations of animators. It varies in one of those two. How did your partnership with WWE come about? They messaged me about it. Do you watch Total Divas? Yes, I watch Total Divas. Who is the hottest Total Diva? They're all hot. How many Mattels do you own? 51. What is your opinion of JDP? You think he sucks? I think he sucks too. Why aren't you active on RA? I am. Is your mother available? In your opinion, what wrestling promotion is the best? PWG. Which reminds me, how many hours do you spend animating per week? Depends on the week and how motivated I am to animate that week. Why are you so beautiful? 'Cause I'm LKS. Why is your voice so beautiful? What are your favorite Mattel and Jax figures? My favorite Mattel is Regular Dragon Steamboat, and my favorite Jax is probably this DX Shawn Michaels that I'm using for Extreme Chaos, Part Infinity. Mattel or Jax? Mattel. Why did you start animating? Because I love creating videos. What animator inspired you to animate? Devin Boraz 1. Do you agree the Arrow title is more prestigious than the WWE and World Heavyweight titles combined? No. How tall are you? I'm 5'7". What is your favorite food? Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you procrastinate? Congrats on the 6 years. Thank you. Can you make a Royal Rumble 2013 with your 2014 Royal Rumble predictions? It's a bit too late for that. How old are you, and how old were you when you started animating? I am 19 now, turning 20 in April, but I think, in 2007 I was 13. What do you edit with? Well, I edit string with Photo Impression 6, and I edit my actual animations with Sony Vegas Pro 11. Will you be doing any more pay-per-views? Yes, I'm currently in the middle of filming King of the Ring. There will be about 8 matches in there, 7 tournament matches, and 1 title match. Do you have any custom figures? I don't customize my figures. If I ever do, I'm going to want 2 of the same figure before I customize any. And I'm glad I inspired you. What thoughts were running through your mind when you were the first to be asked to become an independent contractor for WWE? Well, I thought it was cool, but I was not the first to be asked. I'm pretty sure JWS was the first to be asked. I am the first to be accepted, though. Do you have swag? Has it saddened you as a 2007 veteran you've seen many animators quit without so much as a farewell? It does sadden me because it's cool to see other animators, make such an impact, and then just to see them disappear like that is kind of strange, especially ones without a notice what they're actually doing in the world. I mean, I know everyone moves on eventually, and eventually I might have to if I move on to other things, but I would never lose contact with any of you guys. If you never animated, what would be your hobby, occupation, interest in that place? I would still be making videos. If I wasn't animating, I still love creating videos. Animating is just what I've specialized in now. Have I, and do I plan on meeting fellow animators in person? I have not yet, but that's something that would probably eventually happen during a WrestleMania or something. How did you come up with LKS? Well, I already named my show Loser King Stop Motion. That's what I was working with. I was actually in a chat room when some random person came in there and was like, "Hey, LKS." It pretty much sticks since then. Where did you get your ring? I got my ring from Ringside Collectibles, but they do not sell it anymore. It's discontinued. How did you get your videos on the official WWE channel? They contacted me about doing that. Do you have a contract with them? Yes, it's signed. And how did they contact me? Through YouTube at first, but then we traded emails. Can you show your WWE figure collection or a room tour soon? My last video kind of was a room tour, but I will eventually have an updated figure collection video. When was your first show you've been in WWE? The first show I attended was in 2007 in the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. It was a Monday Night Raw, and that was the same Raw Stone Cold came out with a beer truck and sprayed Santino. And that was also the same one where DX reunited for the one night only. One night. When is Extreme Chaos Part 5? Why haven't you made a new video until now? I have been making videos. I don't know what you're talking about. What kind of camera do I use? I use a Sony DSC S90, this is the one I use for animating, and the one I use for filming videos like this in 2 minutes to animate is that one, which is a Sony Cybershot. Forgot one model though. What does your mom say about you making WWE figure animation? Well, they're very proud of me. How did WWE preview one of your animations? I don't know how they came across it, but they were probably searching for it, and they came up with the Loser King Society X videos. Can you make a video on how you make the new LKS arena entrance? Probably can't make a video since I already made it. Didn't there used to be a bed in that room? Yeah, we gave the bed to my nephew. I don't sleep in my room anyways. How are you so awesome? Why is some of your videos not available on mobile or phone? It's because of copyright. You know, certain musics aren't allowed to be viewable on mobile phones, which is why I'm not really using music in my videos anymore. So I'm avoiding any sorts of copyright. How many figures do you have? 280. Can you make a video of WrestleMania's Undertaker jumping over the top rope? Yeah, I'll eventually do that. That'll probably be one of the videos I make before WrestleMania, as like a WrestleMania flashback moment or something. I'm always losing my wires. If you're not, then where do you keep yours? I always put my wire on my tripod after I'm using them. That way I don't lose them. I never lost any of my wires before. Who's on your roster? Why aren't there any TNA guys on your roster? It's because I just don't. Any figure I have is pretty much what's on my roster. Any tips on figure positions? Well, pretty much the best I can tell you is practice, because there is not going to be any stop motion tutorial video that will ever teach you about certain positions in wrestling figures and the way to animate them. Pretty much the only way to get better at animations is to practice. You could see the improvement over my stop motion and test videos, which is pretty much what I did. I just animated over and over until I felt like I got it right. Why hasn't WWE uploaded your Battle Royale yet? I can't say exactly why. I think it just has to do with timing of the video being sent. Will you do a wrestling collection video? Eventually I will have an updated one, but I do have an older one of my first 100 videos. Well,